Hey there, planners. Today I want to talk about procrastination. What it is, how you know you're doing it, and how to get yourself out of a procrastination habit, which can really be harmful. So go grab your planners and let's get planning. Procrastination is the act of delaying or postponing tasks or decisions. And we've all done it. Everyone procrastinates from time to time, and that's okay. When it becomes a problem is when procrastination is not an occasional activity, but the go-to method. That's a real problem. That's what we're talking about today. I'm going to go over some common signs so that we can be self-aware of procrastination, and also some tips to help you get out of procrastination slump that you may be in. Before I dive in, let me say welcome to anyone who is new to Planning Annie. We are super excited to have you here. We are a community of planning enthusiasts. We love to talk about planner systems, getting things done, being productive, all the tools we use. But we also like to have fun. We enjoy the supplies, stationery supplies, pens, all the fun stuff. We enjoy talking about that too. If that sounds like you and something you would enjoy, we hope that you will consider subscribing and becoming part of our community, a permanent part of our tribe. Jump down in the comments below. We love to have discussion and share ideas with each other. So ask questions, answer questions, give thoughts and ideas, do all that down in the comments below. As part of this video, for those of you who are returning, welcome back. We're talking about procrastination. Everybody's done it, so we can all relate to this topic. Often procrastination involves putting off tasks that are unpleasant or maybe overwhelming in favor of something that is less demanding or just more fun to do, right? Procrastination can be a habit or a coping mechanism for dealing with stress and anxiety in our lives, which is not really healthy because procrastinating actually leads to more stress, missed deadlines, decreased productivity, and more problems, right? So this is not healthy. This is not a healthy cycle for us to get into. Some of the common signs of procrastination are what I want to talk about so that we can become self-aware. If you are in a procrastination slump, let's be aware so that we can deal with it with some tips I'll talk about in a minute. So, signs that you are in a cycle of procrastination. First of all, you're delaying or putting off tasks. Procrastinators have a tendency to delay or put off tasks to the very last minute. So if you find yourself in the last minute rushing to get things done quite frequently, you are likely procrastinating. If you are engaging in other activities to avoid getting a task done, like checking social media or binge watching TV or cleaning or eating or anything else, and you're avoiding getting something done, you're procrastinating. That's pure procrastination. If you have a lack of focus, so sometimes procrastinators have trouble focusing on the task at hand and get easily distracted by other things. That's a form of procrastination as well. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed. Procrastinators often feel overwhelmed by the task that they're trying to avoid, and they don't know where to start. You may be rationalizing, so procrastinators may rationalize their behavior, even telling others that they work better under pressure. So I'm totally guilty of that. I have said that before when really I have just procrastinated on the task. Maybe you're telling yourself that you will have more time later. That's rationalization, which is part of a sign that you're procrastinating. Perfectionism can also be a tool of procrastinators, meaning that you have unrealistic expectations of yourself and you're putting off tasks because you think you can't do them perfectly. And it's really hard to do anything perfectly. So that means this is a tool of procrastinators as well. A fear of failure is also a sign of procrastination because you're putting off tasks because you might not actually meet the expectations and you don't want to fail. All of that is a symptom of procrastination. And then finally, a lack of motivation. So procrastinators lack motivation to complete tasks and can sometimes struggle to find the reason to even get started. So all of those are signs that you could be procrastinating. It's important to recognize that everyone can procrastinate from time to time. But if procrastination becomes a habit, or it's actually interfering with your productivity, your well-being, your work-life balance, your home life, your family life, that's when it's serious and we need to do something about it. So all of those signs and symptoms that I just listed, those happen from time to time for everybody. But if it's gotten to a point where it's happening with regularity and it's impacting you, it's time to do something about it, right? It's time to take some positive steps. So let's talk about how we get down to the root cause and develop some strategies for getting out of a procrastination slump. All right, the first thing you can do to help get yourself out of a procrastination slump is to set specific goals with deadlines. So clear goals with specific actions for you to take along with a deadline. And keep in mind that you have to be self-motivated to do this. Sometimes adding a reward for accomplishing that for yourself will help you get motivated, but you've really got to set the expectation for yourself and take yourself seriously here. Because setting that goal, if you just see that as, that's something I don't really have to do, you got to take yourself seriously here to get out of the slump. The next thing you can do, and I have talked about this so much recently, this has been such a powerful tool for me, and I have some videos down below that you should check out if you're interested in kind of digging deeper into this, but break task into smaller steps. So if you find yourself rolling an item over and over, week over week over week, you just keep pushing it out, day after day, it's probably because that thing is too big. You need to break it down into the smallest possible manageable step that can feel a lot less overwhelming, and it's easier to get started. So look for what is the one tiny step you can take first to get started. Even if that's just write it down on my calendar. That could be the first step, step one. Now you've accomplished something, you've got some momentum, keep it going. Another strategy you can use to get out of a procrastination slump is to use a planner or schedule. Of course, I love this one, and I bet all of you do too, because you're here talking about planning systems. So using a planner or schedule can help you keep track of tasks and deadlines and provide clear structure for completing them. And there are tons and tons and tons of videos here on Planning Annie all about that. I'll have some of my favorites and best ones listed down below for you to dive into. Creating a routine is another strategy that can actually help you get out of procrastination slump. So creating that consistent routine where you're doing the same things, the same type of activities at the same time every day can help you establish good habits. And it actually makes it easier to get started on a task. So a lot of times time batching or blocking can also help with this. So if you know you're going to do your heavy lifting mental work first thing in the morning, because that's when you're the most awake and alert and focused and creative, that routine can really help you make progress and get out of a procrastination slump. Another strategy to put in place is just to remove distractions. So if you are embracing that habit of looking for distractions and being easily distracted in order to procrastinate, turn off the phone, close unnecessary tabs on your computer, set up quiet time, find a quiet place or a place that has the least possible distractions for you to work in. All of those, just get all of that out of the way and put yourself in the best possible scenario to succeed. Another strategy is to practice mindfulness. So mindfulness is actually all about being in the present, focused and in the present moment. This can really help you because it reduces the likelihood that you are going to procrastinate. If you are focused on, oh my gosh, am I going to be successful in the end? This thing is too big. Oh, look, the phone is ringing. Like all of that, you're outside of the current space and moment. Really bring yourself into, what is the one thing that I need to do right now? That's practicing mindfulness and really getting started, getting things done. All right, we talked about this strategy earlier, but you have to hold yourself accountable. So holding yourself accountable either through a self-reflection or a weekly review, or by talking to others about your goals and the progress you're making, it can really help you stay on track. I like to use a weekly review process. I will have a video listed down below all about my weekly review process, but that really is my personal accountability tool every week to see how am I doing? What did I make progress on? Where am I procrastinating? Because if I'm looking back every week to see my progress, I won't go a week without knowing I have procrastinated because it's right there. That's my accountability tool. Find your tool to hold yourself accountable. And lastly, we mentioned this before too, reward yourself. A strategy for getting yourself out of a procrastination slump is to reward yourself after completing a task or milestone, and that positive reinforcement can really help you stay motivated. So it doesn't have to be expensive, it doesn't have to be big, it can be small, a special coffee or, a binge watch session on Netflix, whatever it is that, you have been looking forward to or wanting. Reward yourself. Find ways to reward yourself. Procrastination happens to us all from time to time, and that's perfectly fine. But if procrastination is starting to affect your life in negative ways, it's probably time to deal with it. Overcoming procrastination does take time and effort, so give yourself grace, be gentle with yourself, give yourself an opportunity and the time it takes to climb out of that slump. But seeking help from friends and family members, coworkers, others can also be a very powerful tool for getting out of a slump, so embrace that as well. I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you got some good ideas. I would love to hear your ideas down in the comments below. Have you ever found yourself in a place where procrastination is actually negatively impacting you? And if so, what did you do to climb out of that slump? Let's share ideas with each other, ask questions, answer questions down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Planning Annie for more content like this, and as always, thanks for planning with me.